The craziest conspiracy theories. Are these cap or fact? We may never know. Does the government control the weather? Unless Storm is busting it open for Biden in the Oval Office, I have to call cap. Are the Illuminati's headquarters in the Denver International Airport? Sources say the secret society is fueled by Panda Express and Terminal 3. Y'all thought this was a fucking game. Did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself? Or was it the work of his enemies? Unless those prison guards had the skills and training of pasty mall cops, the boy had more enemies than a rock-bottom foozy tube. The truth hurts. Was Tupac actually murdered? Or is he living out the rest of his days incognito? A true thug would never wear the poncho the color of a highlighter. Rest in peace, Machiavelli. Was George W. Bush behind the terrorist attacks of September 11th? In the words of the great Jadakiss, why did Bush knock down them towers? Why you around them cowards? The answer speaks for itself.
These are conspiracy videos from TikTok that will make you question everything.
If you are enjoying the content, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you're new here.
Conspiracy theories that everyone knows is true, part 1. Everyone knows the story of the man that invented an engine that ran on nothing but water that supposedly was able to go 845 miles between Phillips. Somebody from the oil and gas industry got upset and got this guy whacked off basically in broad daylight. They poisoned him and found unalived. I'm going to take it a step further on this.
Okay.
Not only do I think oil and gas industries are doing everything they can to stop people from inventing things like this, I think they're also stopping the advancement of just regular combustion engines and their mileage. I find it very strange that outside of going to a hybrid or an electric vehicle, that the overall gas mileage of engines really has not changed in many, many decades. Considering how much things have gotten advanced in everything else in society, I don't think it's really that possible that there's no way big companies like Toyota or Honda or Ford can't find a way to have an engine that's not a hybrid or electric that can add more mileage to a vehicle. But everyone knows this is true, and this is another thing that nobody steps up and does anything about because they're scared they're also going to go get whacked off.
Yeah, and as you can see, so many people disappear on this earth because the world don't want to have a change. I think that's my opinion. Many people will invent new things, but the so-called big dogs that all of us know them of, they will, in a way, either hide a person or, whack the person off the earth so that that invention will not help us because they always want to always get their money or make their business run.
I have a theory. What if life as we know it is one giant loop? As you see in a video, is of it zooming out from the Earth into the universe and the galaxies and everything like that. And we know that the smallest particle is an atom. So what if when you're zooming out, you're really zooming in? Because you're just one big, large body. But when you break you down to your cells on a molecular level, you just get this reality again. Look at this video. Like, isn't that what it looks like when they show the body? Like, look, watch this next part when they get out. Look at that. Nerves. Does that not look like nerves? How is that our universe? It is us. We are the universe, literally.
This is crazy, guys. This is just crazy conspiracy, guys.
Who flew over Antarctica for the first time had a message that he couldn't get through to us. This is Admiral Richard E. Byrd, and he flew over Antarctica for the first time, and what he saw was insane. He wrote down everything he saw in his journal, which was kept hidden for a long time until one day someone went into his old collections and found it there after he died. He wrote down that he was flying north, and what he saw was a mountain range. So he went over to it, and after he crossed it, he said he saw this green valley with like a river or a stream running through it. As he got closer, he said he saw forests on the side of the mountain, and he also wrote down there should not be any green land here. He even said the light was very strange there, and he couldn't see the sun. He says he descends down and starts to see grass, and then in the distance he sees a huge animal. And at first he can't tell what it is, but as he gets closer, he claims he saw a mammoth. As he keeps flying, he sees building-like structures, and when he gets closer, he realizes it's a city. At this point, he was probably just in shock and disbelief because he said, "This is impossible. Like, there's no way this is happening right now." He said he reported everything back to base camp. And from what I've read, he wanted to share it with us, but the government wanted him to keep it confidential, so he couldn't. But on his own time, Richard came up with the hollow earth theory, that there is civilizations in the earth. He thinks the North and South Pole lead to a civilization inside the earth. His journal went public in 1965, and now there's so many different theories about this. What do you guys think about this? Do you think it could be real, or do you think it was just a made-up story? Comment down below.
Guys, this theory, I've even heard it personally before, and it is a mystery. Because if there are people living at the Antarctica, then it means that there's a whole new world over there, guys. But why is the government also trying to hide this from us? Let me know your opinion below, guys. Let me know your thought on this, if it is real or not real, guys, because this conspiracy theory is just crazy, guys.
Will be a number of expeditions that will follow, I think, year after year, the bottom of the world, because the government has really become interested.
The Denver Airport undergrounds are no longer a mystery. Yes, you heard that right. About 3 weeks ago, Jeffrey Donson, a man from Ohio, embarked on a mission to uncover the hidden depths of the airport. Jeffrey knew the existence of 5 underground levels closed to the public. Determined, he prepared a plan, creating a fake badge and construction vest. From Ohio to the airport staircase, Jeffrey's anticipation grew, but upon reaching the underground levels, a closed door blocked his path. Determined, he decided to wait for the perfect moment, when someone would open the door from the inside. 3 hours later, and after almost giving up, his persistence paid off as someone finally opened the door from the inside, granting him entry. What Jeffrey discovered inside will leave you speechless. He discovered a vast laboratory with water containers with animals and humans. After a brief exploration, Jeffrey knew it was time to leave. When he got home, he posted pictures of his finding online, but within minutes they were taken down. Despite numerous attempts to locate Jeffrey for interviews by the media, he vanished without a trace. Subscribe for part 2. But did you know that Joe Biden...
Guys, they always disappear, guys. Anytime someone finds something that would change our world, they always disappear. So guys, this conspiracy about this Denver airport, let me know your opinion on this, guys. Is it really true? Is it true that there are other underground tunnels or places where they work on the humans or other beings tends to travel? Let me know your opinion on this, guys, because it becomes so creepy, guys. So creepy each video.
accidentally confirmed that the Denver airport was no longer a mystery. For those who don't know, recently a man named Jeffrey Donson exposed the mystery surrounding the Denver airport by entering into the underground area and capturing images of animal and human experiments taking place there. He shared these images online, but they were quickly deleted, and he then vanished without a trace. However, several individuals were able to download the pictures before they were removed. Despite these proofs, the government has since claimed that the images were fake. Recently, Joe Biden made a huge mistake. One day, while browsing through some of the CIA's most important documents, he suddenly fell asleep. During his nap, an intruder entered the White House through a window and managed to access the documents on his computer. And their content will shock you. They revealed the CIA's plan to delete Jeffrey's images because they actually revealed the truth about the mysterious airport and its hidden secrets. Furthermore, the documents showed that the CIA was responsible for Jeffrey Donson's disappearance.
What if I told you SpongeBob?
Wow, guys, this is just crazy, guys. The video gets creepier, guys, as we move on. So let us finish the rest of the video.
Keep our eyes open. What do you mean? There's this old episode of SpongeBob where Squidward ends up joining this club every night, and it's him in a Freemason's outfit, along with a bunch of along with a bunch of other Freemasons. Shit. Look at this, bro. A bus drops him off in the middle of nowhere. And notice, it's so weird that the place that he entered in is literally shaped like a pyramid, bro.
Yeah.
And notice how there's eyes everywhere. Look at that. Eyes on top of the say. A literal secret society that like nobody notices, bro. And it's like, we don't notice this as a kid, right?
No.
But now looking back on it, when you like grow up and you realize that the Illuminati was a thing and probably still is a thing. It's as if SpongeBob was trying to tell us something at a young age, but we just wouldn't listen.
Imagine.
So guys, I think that most of the movies that we've watched whilst we were young try to depict or show us about the Freemasons, try to warn us, but because maybe we were young, we couldn't perceive it. But now we can clearly see it. Even SpongeBob, as we just watched an episode, predicted or showed the Freemasons. So I think movie tends to reveal the truth to us sometimes.
Yeah, so this is the transition from George's Bank to open water. It is torture here in the middle of the ocean. Look, check out this water. And then in a second, this is going to be glassy clear. What the heck? This is crazy. What did we just go through here? That's insane. Yeah. This is so weird. Over there.
Wow. Guys, it looks so clean.
What? What?
And guys, look at that back.
But I mean, that's like just a different world over there.
Yeah. There are so many mysteries, guys, about this.
What was that?
You have got to take photos. Look at that. It's that whole fucking region.
Yeah. From horizon to horizon.
I gotta see on the phone where the fuck you are.
Yeah.
I get it. Sorry, my bad.
Wow. Yeah, and now it's just glassy clear.
There's a theory that
Guys, we all saw the mystery of the ocean, guys. At times, the ocean, wow, it has so crazy mysteries that we are still yet to unravel. Because at times, look at what we all saw. It can change in shape. We also saw how it became clear like glass, and at the back, it will ripple and change again. This is one of the amazing things of the ocean, guys. So amazing, but yet crazy and creepy.
Kurt Cobain didn't commit suicide and was actually murdered by his wife. So Kurt Cobain had written a suicide letter before he died. However, if you look at this suicide letter, the first few lines are written in completely different handwriting than the rest. So in the first few lines, he basically mentions that he wants to pursue a new direction in his music career. The rest of the note, which is the suicide portion, is written in smaller and different handwriting, and it doesn't even look close to the handwriting that was in the first few lines. But even more suspicious is that when they did his autopsy, they said that the amount of substance in his system was much higher than the regular dose, and that he wouldn't have been able to even lift the shotgun and shoot it. So doesn't that sound like something might be off here? It had seemed like he was actually writing a breakup letter for his band. He was preparing to say, like, I wanted to try something new, and then the letter just kind of carries on into like suicide.
So guys, this is the whole mystery. So many are saying that he didn't kill himself. He never did that. But they are suspecting his wife. So, guys, let me know your opinion on this. Did he kill himself, or what do you think happened? Let's watch the rest of the video.
Theory that I've heard a lot is that when the astronauts were walking on the moon, you can see that they kick up a lot of dust. So people say, well, if there's no air on the moon, how is the dust flying around?
Remind me to dust my camera too, will you? Don't forget to dust your camera.
We'll keep track of that for you.
1970s, the government.
Guys, this is serious. So, guys, there are some theories that they never landed on the moon, because if there's no dust on the moon, then why, guys, are we seeing these things? There are so many conspiracies around this, but I know that there's always a truth attached to every conspiracy, guys. It has a flicker of truth.
Has been replacing birds with bird drones to spy on us. There is a staggering amount of
Bird
evidence
drones.
to support this, and by the end of this documentary, you will also be convinced that birds aren't real. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? Ever? You probably haven't, because they don't exist. But if they did exist, surely someone has seen a baby pigeon, right? So we decided to go to the streets to find out for ourselves. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
No.
Have any of you seen a baby pigeon ever?
No. I don't think so.
I have not, no.
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
Actually, I haven't. That is kind of sketchy now that I think about it.
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
No, I have not. You know, I've wondered about that too.
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon before?
I don't know. I don't think I have, actually.
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
Yes, I have. Yeah. In Bangkok. Porch. On the balcony.
Do you by chance work for the government?
Yes, I do.
Coincidence? But that's not the only unsettling question. In fact, there are a whole slew of questions that don't seem to have any answers. For example, have you ever been successful at touching a wild bird? Of course you haven't. Every time you go up to touch one,
If somebody said,
Guys, this is amazing, and it's also creepy as well. So this question also goes to us. Comment below, guys. Have you seen a baby pigeon before, guys? If you've seen, comment below, guys.
says that we don't have any photos of Earth from space, they're lying. I'm about to show you my favorite photos of Earth from space, and they keep getting better. This is the very first photo of Earth from space. There are no stars in the background because that's just not how cameras work. You can't have the same exposure for a really bright object in the foreground and really dim objects in the background. You gotta pick one or the other. This is the first photo of the Earth from another astronomical object, the moon. I love this one. This is the first full disk, true color image of the Earth. This is the very famous Earthrise photo taken in orbit around the moon. This photo is called the Blue Marble. It was taken on Apollo 17. This is unedited. There are other photos also called the Blue Marble that are edited, but this is the real unedited full one, the first one. This is the first photo of Earth from past Pluto. That's Earth. This is the first movie of Earth from space where it makes an entire full rotation. This was taken over a 25-hour period. This is the Pacific Ocean from the Discover satellite. That's Antarctica for people who say we don't have photos of Antarctica.
The craziest conspiracy theories. Are these cap or fact? We may never know. Does the government control the weather? Unless Storm is busting it open for Biden in the Oval Office, I have to call cap. Are the Illuminati's headquarters in the Denver International Airport? Sources say the secret society is fueled by Panda Express and Terminal 3. Y'all thought this was a fucking game. Did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself? Or was it the work of his enemies? Unless those prison guards had the skills and training of pasty mall cops, the boy had more enemies than a rock-bottom foozy tube. The truth hurts. Was Tupac actually murdered? Or is he living out the rest of his days incognito? A true thug would never wear the poncho the color of a highlighter. Rest in peace, Machiavelli. Was George W. Bush behind the terrorist attacks of September 11th? In the words of the great Jadakiss, why did Bush knock down them towers? Why you around them cowards? The answer speaks for itself.
Guys, there are so many conspiracy that the guy just said, but one that really touched me was about the weather. Does the government really controls our weather? Because this really caught my attention, guys. Because at times there's some sudden time that the weather changes on its own, and it is creepy, guys. So That is what really caught me unawares right now, guys. So, but I throw it back to you, guys. Does the government really controls our weather? Comment below, guys. I want to know your opinion on this.
Most Dangerous Conspiracy Theories, Season 2. This picture represents conspiracy theories from the most well-known to the darkest. Some of these theories say that once you learn the truth, there's no return. For this series, we're going to be picking a couple from each category until we reach Tier 10, the point of no return. Alright, Season 2, welcome to Tier 1. Today, we're going to be talking about Ouija boards. A Ouija board is a board printed with numbers, letters, and symbols in hopes of communicating with the dead. The history of the Ouija board is just as mysterious as the game itself. A woman named Helen Peters claimed to be a very strong psychic and actually invented the board herself. Eventually, Helen Peters' brother-in-law named Elijah wanted to get these things patented so that he could sell these everywhere. Helen Peters and Elijah traveled everywhere trying to get this patent, but the offices said they couldn't release a patent unless they had proof of it working. But consequently, nobody in these offices wanted to even get close to the board for unknown reasons. Until one day they traveled to Washington, D.C., and the chief of patent walked in the room and said, "You don't know me and I don't know you." Then he said, "If this board can tell me my name, I will sign the patent for you right now." The board apparently spelled the man's name. He walked out of the office, looked at Helen Peters and said, "You got your patent." Years later, Helen Peters and Elijah had a falling out, and Helen said she no longer wanted anything to do with this board. Elijah, on the other hand, continued selling these boards until one day he fell off of a 3-story building. He actually survived the fall, and some bystanders saw his body laying in the road. They picked him up, put him in the car, and they hit a bump in the road, and his broken rib pierced through his heart. After that, the family sold the rights to the board, and all the way up until Helen Peters' death, her last words is, "Do not play the Ouija board, it lies." And now you can buy a Ouija board from any store, and they're marketed to children. So the question remains, are these boards just a hoax, or was Helen Peters trying to warn us of something much darker? Make sure to like and follow for Tier 2.
Yeah, so guys, this Ouija board thing, I've once tried before personally. It didn't work for me. So personally, I knew that it is not true, but others are saying it worked for them. But let me ask you guys: have you ever tried before, and has it ever worked for you? If it has, let me know at the comment section, guys, because I'm very curious to know.
I got a conspiracy theory, and I want y'all to please listen along to this. When you become croaked the fuck over and your body is down there at the morgue, do the Y incision and they take all the insides out and they drain your bodily fluid. I assume, just like at the hospital, they would dispose of that and call it like toxic waste. Slap a red stamp on that motherfucker. And people pretend to come in there and get it to take it to an unknown location, right? But what if that unknown location is really a very well-known location? The water. Because do they got like a big ass tank for everybody who passed away bodily fluids? Roll with me, because if they put that into the regular drinking water, whether you gonna get it through the faucet like the tap or through the bottled water, is that why they got so many different levels to water, like purified and this percentage for alkaline? Like, what if it's unavoidable? They put it in all the damn water, like some aqua cremation type shit. It's a lot of creepy shit that be going on down there at the water plants, you know what I'm saying? I had a family member work over there. And it was just amazing to me to see how many people flush tampons knowing you ain't supposed to flush them, and what they do when they do got to clean that water from the tampons. Because they don't do nothing but clean it and bleach that motherfucker and give it back to you. And then you bathe in it and you drink it and you cook with it. And we just sipping on dead people. I'm not done yet. But if you driving down the road and you in a state that you ain't never been to before, or you in a city that you ain't never been to before, or you in the same city you grew up in, but you ain't never been to this park before, and you just look at something, like you look at a tree and you just have a whole vivid memory of what happened at that tree, but you never in your life been at that fucking tree. What if it's because the person who was really at that damn tree, you ingested their ass? That's how you're seeing the memories. What if that's why certain people can communicate with the deceased? Why they can travel to different realms? Because it's like an overload of people DNA. I mean, really think about it. COVID supposedly took plenty people off the map, but I know that all them people didn't get cremated, or they didn't donate their body to science. And maybe a few percentage of them did, or maybe a few percentage of people couldn't afford a funeral, couldn't afford a cremation service, and they had to donate the body to science. But that was a lot of fucking people that got took the fuck out from COVID, you know, from what the news reported, where did all them people go? Because you got bitches out here like me who be calling cemeteries up. Y'all know how many times I call Graceland Cemetery up over there in the Milwaukee, and I would just be trying to figure out why they always got so many lots open and why do they never expand? Because the math really not fucking math. Where is all these people at that supposedly died from the COVID? Why is it always room open? And these cemeteries ain't just open, honey. They been open for years. Like, they been open before I was born. You still ain't ran out of room? So at this point, I feel like the water fucked up, the air fucked up, the food is definitely fucked up, and the soil is fucked up. This is improving, but it do make you wonder. And I feel like if this is going on, it's in the ingredients that is another word for dead people. What do y'all think?
Does anyone want to tell me how in
Guys, what she said is just crazy, but it makes sense because where are all the body fluids, guys? It is just crazy. So if they drain all the body fluids, where are they kept, guys? I think there's a sense in what she's saying. That's it, guys.
1927, Universal Studios came up with this picture of the world when the first picture of the world wasn't available until the 1960s through NASA? Almost 40 years later? How did Universal Studios know that this is what the world looked like? Especially from space, when we hadn't been to space yet. Does anyone know? Anyone want to guess?
So guys, does anyone know and anyone to guess, guys? So this also goes to us, guys. Let us guess. What do you think? How were they able to know before we went to space to capture the world? Guys, these are some of the conspiracies that makes this world so creepy and makes we think about everything, guys. Because from the videos you all saw, right, from the first video up to this one, all those conspiracy theories are all creepy, guys, and you can't really point out if it is fake or it's a fact. But the issue is there's always truth. There's always a kind of truth attached to every conspiracy, guys. So, but let us all just do our own background research. Not just listen to them or believe what they are saying, but what if what they are saying is the truth, guys? So let us all dig in, perform our own research on this, and let's find our own findings. So, guys, thank you very much for watching, and thank you for being active on the channel. See you in the next video. Bye bye.